Welcome to Roto heavy oil video featuring the theory, the outlaw, and the critical theory. Ball tester number 1 is Tim Gillick. His positive axis point is 5 inches right by a ½ inch up. His ball speed is 18.5 miles per hour. His rev rate is 465. The symmetrical layout used on Tim's outlaw was pinned 5 inches from his positive axis point, the PSA 5 inches from his positive axis point, with a pin buffer of 2 inches. The asymmetrical layout used on Tim's theory and critical theory were pinned 5 1/4 inches from his positive axis point, the PSA 4 3/8 inches from his positive axis point, with a pin buffer of 1 3/4 inches. Ball tester number 2 is Chris Forey. His positive axis point is 5 3/16 inches right by 0 up. Chris's ball speed is 18 miles an hour, and his rev rate is 335. The symmetrical layout used on Chris's outlaw was pinned 4 inches from his positive axis point, the PSA 5 3/8 inches from his positive axis point, with a pin buffer of 1 1/2 inches. Chris's asymmetrical layout used on the critical theory and theory are pin 4 3/4 inches from his positive axis point, the PSA 4 1/2 inches from his positive axis point, with a pin buffer of 2 inches. Today's bowlers will be bowling on Kegel's High Street pattern. First up is Tim Gillick with his critical theory. The critical theory features the Insight Pro reactive cover stock. The critical theory features the same cover stock on the original theory, the Insight cover stock, but with a Pro additive. The weight block in the critical theory is the triliptic core. The triliptic core is an asymmetrical core shape. The critical theory is available in 12 through 16 pounds. Next, Chris Forey with his critical theory. A 15-pound critical theory has an RG of 2.49 with a differential of 0.058 and a mass bias differential of 0.013. The factory finish of a critical theory is 4000 grit Abralon. The critical theory's textured 4000 grit surface increases the RA value and minimizes oil sensitivity, especially at the end of the oil pattern. Now Timmy switching balls to his theory. The theory features the Insight solid reactive cover stock. The weight block featured in the theory is the triliptic core. The triliptic core is an asymmetrical core shape. The ball color is two-tone red and royal blue. The theory comes with a factory finish of 2000 grit Abralon. The theory comes in 12 through 16 pounds. A 15-pound rotogrip theory features an RG of 2.49 with a differential of 0.058 and a mass bias differential of 0.013. Chris switches to his theory as well. Now Tim Gillick with his Outlaw. The Outlaw features the Caliber core. The Caliber core is a symmetrical core shape. The cover stock wrapped around the Outlaw is the Inception Solid Reactive. The ball color is black and mahogany. The factory finish of the Outlaw is 2000 grit Abrolon. This ball is available in 12 through 16 pounds. And finally, Chris Forey with his Outlaw. A 15-pound Outlaw features an RG of 2.57 with a differential of 0.048. The Outlaw features an all-new cover stock blend called Inception. The Outlaw surface typography shows an RG value of nearly 10% more than previous blends. The Outlaw will be a great ball for when you need those earlier, more predictable reactions. Now let's compare all three balls for each bowler. As you can see for Tim, the critical theory gives you more entry angle than his original theory. The Outlaw gives Tim several boards less hook than his critical theory and theory. As you can see for Chris, the critical theory is several boards overall more than his theory and Outlaw.